Good morning, folks. I'm here to record an original song that I finished writing yesterday. Oh, I'm sure Max Reba will be real excited about this. It's a country ballad. It originally started as a project last summer when I was spending a lot of time improvising country ballads for fun, because I consider that fun. So, of course, I've got my flannel and my suspenders with the rainbow stars on them, just like the cowboys used to wear. So, get my pick, and I suppose we can just mosey on down and get started, yeah? I do have the lyrics here that I do not have fully committed to memory, so I will probably be referencing them throughout the song. So, let me start by just asking you a question. Have you ever heard the story of Albuquerque Sam? No? Oh, well, you'll probably recognize it as I start singing. Well, before we get started, I suppose I should tell you the basics, which is to say that this is a story that happened quite a while ago, but in a place not too far west from here. Although, I suppose, depending on how you define not too far, everywhere is not too far west of anywhere else. But let's just say it's far enough west where the people kind of talk a little different than you might expect if you're not from that part. But, well, who exactly is Albuquerque Sam? Well, I suppose that's where we should begin. There was a horseback rider named Albuquerque Sam, whose fiscal woes had robbed him of the ranch that he had had. In search of new significance, he headed to the west, but little did he know this was the start of a new quest. As soon as he got into town, he heard the cries of people all around. When asked what's wrong, they merely pointed to the wastes and stared there toward with faces carved in sunken icy hate. The mayor said he came back to town, 'twas just the other day. He took another hostage on his horse and sped away. When prodded on the name of this aberrant, wretched man, he muttered just two fateful words. He snarled, "Lame Duncan." They call him Lame Duncan, that's right, for late one fateful blistering night. They say he won a fight against old Scratch himself. In recompense, the devil put his leg upon a shelf. The American Sam, he sympathized and offered aid, of course. Sam would set that afternoon a G upon his horse and set out for the peaks ahead. The town fell back behind and cried, "Lame out, look out, Lame Duncan. It's finally your time." For several days he traveled across the plain, through scalding sun, no sign of rain. Still horse and human hind were never twain. Eventually the mountain came to rise above a cave so dark from whence no light could reach his eyes. Once at the cave he saw a steed as black as night, so covered deep in scars it was a truly awful sight. As Sam walked past the horse, it brayed with fright. It lifted both its legs upright. It tried to bite, but Albuquerque Sam evaded to the right. Upon the horse's bray, old Duncan, deep within the cave, came out to see just what had caused the ruckus Sam had made. And he laid eyes upon the physiognomy below. He knew today was gonna be a mighty splendid show. Lame Duncan thought the duel would be worthwhile. There'd been no pickings for a while, and Duncan always had loved quick raw style. As Duncan strode his haughty steps, each felt like miles. Across the way Sam chafed on joy to rest. He never fought this far out west. Plus Albuquerque was good, but not the best. He said a prayer and fast prepared for what came next. But at that very moment, deep inside the cave sat there a woman Duncan's hostage bound and gagged into a chair. He took the chance to soundly commandeer her destiny and dash the seed upon the ground to finally be free. Outside the men took aim and fired, fiercely flinching in the flash. When the dust had cleared, Albuquerque Sam's chest had had a gash. But look, Lame Duncan keeled back too, he also had been hit. But look again, it bent a leg, which slid clean off its hilt. Uptown the sound out from the cavern's mouth, the woman ran out with a shout. Out of her hand a club stuck out, chair leg to Duncan's leg without. With one deft pound she nailed his foot 6 square into his skull. When she'd finished scratcher's job and finally tamed the raging bull. No game as bleak as death itself had finally been done. But outside underneath the setting sun, Sam lay undone. His shirt was red, the woman led and took the reins to ease his pains. Sam's every groan brought him both further and another step towards home. Two heroes, doubtless separately, would both have seen defeat, but through their joint willpower he had achieved this greatest feat. With Duncan banished, both would be acclaimed in their time, and surely both had dreams they hoped could one day realize. What happened for Albuquerque or the woman, Sam's long lost to time, but their great legacy lives on within these tales in our minds. And where Sam lived or not, his valiance he has in the tale of the horseback rider, name of Albuquerque Sam. Albuquerque Sam. Well, hope you like that one.